celle qu'elle prend. C'est un petit cordonnier, c'est un petit cordonnier qu'a eu sa préférence, voilà, qu'a eu sa préférence. La belle, si tu voulais, la belle, si tu voulais, nous dormir.
Bonjour and welcome to my class French words in music, or shall I say les mots français en musique. Today I would like to introduce you to a list of French words which are often used in music. French composers, especially in the Baroque period or in the 20th century, used words in their own language to express the character of the music or simply to give the title to their compositions. Think of composers such as Couperin, Bois-Mortier, or in more recent times, Debussy and Ravel. I hope that this class will be useful for you to understand the meaning of each word or to say them correctly when you introduce the work you have performed in front of an audience. It is quite a long list, so let's start with the first word, that is accuse. When you see accuse written underneath your notes, it means with emphasis. You play with more emphasis those notes. À deux. À deux means at two, played by two players. In orchestral setting, for example, it means that the two instruments in the orchestras, like the first and the second flute, or oboes or clarinets, they play in unison. For string players, if you see à deux cordes, it means at two strings. It means the same note is played on both strings to emphasize the power of that note. Agile, like in English, agile. Agréments, it is the French word for ornaments, small little ornaments like acciaccatura or appoggiatura, grace notes. Air à boire, it is a drinking song. Aisè, it means at ease, a little bit like ad agio in Italian. You play comfortably. Ajouter, it means to add whichever element the composer wants to add to the passage. Allant, it is the equivalent French word for andante. It comes from the verb aller, to go, so it means going. Amour, it's the French word for love. So avec amour, you play with love. Animant ou animé, two ways of expressing the word animato or animating the music, moving slightly faster. Apaisé, it's the French word for calm, to calm down the character of the music. Apothéose, it is the highest point in a composition. Appuyé means to put weight and to lean on the notes. Aquarelle is often used as a title for a composition. It is watercolor. Arabesque, it is a motif which repeats itself during the composition. Ariette, it is a small aria. Arpège, similarly to Italian arpeggio, it is comes from the harp that stresses every note of the chord, so plays it one after the other in an arpeggio mode. Aubade, aube, it is a dawn serenade as a title of a piece. Badinage or badinerie, it's a dance, a piece that is quite sparkling in character and playful, and it comes from the to jest, the word to jest or to have fun. Ballade, like in English, a ballad. Barcarolle, a piece that has character of like about moving on the water. Basse danse is the French word for low dance. Bataille, the word means battle. Bergerette, literally it means shepherd maid, and it is used to characterize a dance that has a pastoral feeling. Boire is the word for wood. And if you think of the French word for oboe, for example, hautbois, it is the wooden instrument with a higher range compared to bassoon, for example. Bouche fermée, it's the word for closed mouth, so bocca chiusa in Italian or humming in English. Bourrée, bourrée, the title is a dance in 2/4 in general, characterized by a strong upbeat beginning. Brillant, that's the word for sparkling. Brilliant. Brisé, brisé means broken. And in music, it is when chords are played in an arpeggio mode. Brunette, it is a title of a composition or a song. Burlesque, it used to express a composition that has had more of entertainment, like a parody kind of feeling, and often it is used in like a fun composition also for a solo instrument and orchestra, for example. Cadence, it's the French word for cadenza, and it means obviously where the harmony falls, there is the perfect cadence in the harmony, or the soloist can then improvise a cadenza. Cantique is the word for canticle or hymn. Carole, it's a medieval round dance. Céder, the word céder means to let go, to relax the tempo. Chaconne, a title of a composition that has a main theme and the piece continues with continuous variations. Chaleur, it is the word to express warmth in a composition. So with warmth is avec chaleur in French. Champêtre, champêtre, it's a character of rustic, pastoral rustic dance. Chanson, the French word for song. Chevrotement, it is used in, depends on which period, it is used to express vibrato or the goat's trill. Chèvre, it's goat in French. So a vibrato is a little bit more marked than the normal vibrato. Chœur, the French word for choir. Clef, it is the key. Treble clef, it is the usual key that you see at the beginning of the stave when you look at a composition. Conte, it's a tale, and it is used as a title for instrumental pieces as well. Cortège, a procession. Coulée, coulée means flowing, and it is used in music to express a more legato way of playing. Couplet, it is the stanza of a poem. In rondo, for example, when you always have the A section repeating, the couplet is the A section, the one that repeats itself. Courante, it's another dance that literally comes from, the word comes from courir, that is to run, so running. Or it is also expressing the word for draft. A draft of air, for example, is a courante. Décider, decided. En dehors. Dehors means outside, so you play a little bit more out of your way compared to the other instruments that you have around you. Demi-voix means half voice, so you tone down the dynamic of your playing. Dessous means under, and dessus means up or above. So dessous you play a little bit less, dessus you play a bit up. Détaché is the French word for staccato. Divertissement, or in Italian, divertimento, you know immediately what it means. It is either a type of a composition or it means entertaining, having fun. Divertir is the French word to have fun. Double, or double in English, is used often in 17th century compositions to title a variation of the main theme of the piece, a simple variation. So you always have like a polonaise, for example, and then you have the double, that is the very simple variation, and then you go back to the main composition. Douloureux, it means painful. Douleur is the word, the French word for pain, so douloureux is the adjective, painful. Doux, douce. Doux means sweet, dolce in Italian. Douce is the feminine version of sweet. So if you have a melody, that is a French word, melody, you say sweet melody, mélodie douce. Éclatant. Éclatant means brilliant, dazzling. Égal, even. Élargissant, broadening the tempo, to get bigger. Emporter, fiery, with emphasis, with a lot of energy. Empresser means hurrying, going in a hurry, so to move the tempo faster. Ému is the French word for moved, so you play with a lot of emotion. Ensemble, together. Entr'acte, it is often used as a title for a composition that is in between the two acts, for example, of an opera. Entr'acte is in between the acts. Esquisse is a sketch, often used for short compositions. Estomper, tone down. Éteint, extinguished, losing energy then. Étouffer is to damp the tone, for example, on the pedals of the piano. Étude, it's the French word for study. It's all for today, and see you next time. Au revoir.